come with me today as I change the oil in this 96 Bronco. So this is really overly simple. All you really got to do is you got to get the oil in the oil pan. So as you can see, I got the oil pan dropped, and you just put the oil in, and then we're gonna bolt it up to the truck. Nah, of course I'm just kidding. This is going on our 351 that I'm building right now. So this is kind of the goal, but in that. Really, this oil has been in that truck for way too long. The truck has a crate motor in it, luckily, that's good. But, oh, I just set that on some pistons very hard. Please don't scratch the paint or dent it. Probably did, that's fine. Okay, anyway, good thing that's on the bottom of the old rig, right? But that oil has been in it way too long. We put a crate motor in it, and I don't remember ever changing the oil after we put a motor in it at all. So, decided to go change on it and got a decent deal on it. So let me show you what I got. Here we go. So this truck, according to the Google, holds 6 gallons of oil. So that's 5 gallons, and this is 10W30 Mobile 1. It's powered by NASCAR, so obviously it should run this pretty good. And I usually go with a Moto Crash filter or a something like that. But I got the CarQuest one, and the reason for it's pretty simple. They had a deal on with this oil. If you bought this filter, it was on discount. So I got this on discount, and with a 10% military discount, it was $58, which I still think is pretty expensive for 6 quarts of oil and a filter, but whatever. So step 1 is probably the simplest step. It's a step you do every single day, and that's literally just start the damn truck. Hey, look at that. 250,000 miles today. So we'll just soak up the air conditioning for as long as I can comfortably do it. And the reason you do this, it's going to get the oil less viscous, right? It's going to get it more prone to flowing. And it will be a little hot, so watch out, don't burn yourself. We're going to give it a couple minutes to cool down after this. We're not even going to let it get all the way up to temperature. I just want it to idle long enough that the oil comes out better and more of it. So we'll see. Decent time to come up under here and do some looking around inspection. Probably need to change the oil in those, but we're not going to. Goes for everything. Looks like we might have a little bit of a front main seal leak, but I'm not worried about it. It don't leak it fast enough for me to worry about it, but there is some droplets over the months and months. It sits in different places, but I'm not worried about it. I just fill it. That's fine. On these, that's obviously the oil pan, and I don't see a front slump on the, well, there is a slump there, I think, but I don't see a drain bolt. So this is a one slump design. You can see up there, it all just slumps back to this lowest point. Now, depending on your motor, and even if it's in a truck or what, this is gonna change. I am back with a 16mm, yes, 16mm socket, 3/8 impact, which you don't have to use. I'd almost advise against it, and a 3/8 wrench to put it back on with. And it's fine to take it off with that, but don't put them back on with it. And I also got a chemical glove that I totally did not steal from the US military, and the oil pan. So this, fellers, if you don't remove this, you'll have a bad day. Ask me how to go. Might have to, yep, gonna scooch the oil pan to break it free. Oh, shit. She went a wee bit far with it. Almost released the goodies. The trick is, fellers, push up while you're twisting out. That'll kind of give you a seal even when the threads break. See, not bad. And got the oil draining nowhere near the thingy, so we'll put it near the thingy. And I'm really hoping this oil pan has enough capacity. I don't know if it does. So a lot of these have a magnet right there on the bottom that you'll catch metal fragments with. So it's a good idea to clean these and also replace the crush washer that you never replace. I've never actually replaced except like one. That's because I lost it. So yeah, they say replace the crush washer, but I've never done it, and it don't eat leak from the thing. So what we're gonna do real quick, fellers, is we are gonna clean this bolt off. Simple way, it's in my hand, and this is just purple engine degreaser. I forget what brand this one is, but it's just from Walmart. There's nothing special about it. It's like Purple Power maybe? I don't remember. So here we are. So I just cleaned it off with a shop towel and blew it off of the garden hose. Nothing fancy. And now we got a decent looking oil bolt. That will drop back up in there. So the next thing we got to do, we got one other thing to do. When you get that oil filter off, so we're going to be employing the glove one more time. Or some people also, they put a cup around the oil filter and then twist it with the cup, and then supposedly all the oil goes into the cup. I've seen it on TikTok, but I don't have the solo cup on me, so can't really test that one. Please turn. Oh, thank God it's loose, because this is in a terrible angle. All right, so this kind of has like a design of a ramp, sort of, so I don't know where the oil's gonna go. Oh, there, it's leaking on the concrete. Perfect. At least I know that now. I'm 6 foot tall, but this truck is taller. Oh, come on. There we go. Put that some more, we won't lose it. Perfect. All right. Now that it looks like we've, never mind. We will install the new one. Now here's a trick I can't take any credit for, as I've seen it on Vice Grip Garage, which I'm sure you all watch. Excellent channel. And that is to write the date on the filter, which I think is just an absolutely brilliant idea. So today is July, J-U-L, J-U-J-L, the year, just in case, you know. A lot of times these old reliable Fords, old reliable anything, are kind of neglected in the maintenance department, especially depending on how many miles you put on them. You might keep that oil in there for, I'd hate to see when the other filter came off, but yeah. And the old trick that I'm sure all of you know, or should know if you're worth your weight in dirt, is finger a little bit of oil, clean, dirty, crude or refined, and just give it a nice little rim around the seal. That's what I said, around the seal. Nothing more. Whoop. Oh yeah, that's hot. Okay, next thing you got to do is check the old filter. Let's see if the seal came off with it. And it did. I'm looking at the seal, because you don't want to double seal it. So that little seal that rides around the rim, you don't want to ever double seal it. That'll mess you up. Worst spot ever. Because there's no way to push back on it. Oh my God. I'm gonna put down the camera. I hit myself with the Dawn dish liquid, cleaned out a funnel with some degreaser, and we're really to the easy part now. All right, this is where It all's easy. So we got the oil filter in looking all nice and oily. We know we put the drain plug back in. So now we're pretty much just ready to let it eat on the oil. So we'll start with the big guy. It's very important to make a little smiley face in the tinfoil, where it's like it's puking happiness right into the engine. How he's bleeding out his eyes, that's bad. Okay. Now we can pull out the happy meter. That tells us about nothing. Let's go wipe it off. All that splashing and nonsense will give you incorrect readings, so you know. Remember, go in the hole. There you go. It's up over the full line, but it said it took 6 quarts. And it's not, this is all in the bottom end, none's in the top end, and importantly, none's in that oil filter. So let's leave these everywhere. Go start the truck again. And people will tell you weird shit I've always heard, especially with like four-wheelers and things, of like, oh, you know, take off the power to the start, or not the starter, to the ignition system, and then just crank it. Don't let it start, just spin the engine to build oil pressure. That is baloney. If anybody hears it, listen, when you drain the oil, if you've ever taken apart an engine that is, shut the fuck up. If you've ever taken apart an engine that is an engine, when you take it apart, the parts are still completely oil soaked. When you drain the oil, I promise, not all the oil is leaving. Everything in the engine is still coated. So you're gonna have plenty of lubrication on startup. The only time you would lube an engine before startup is when you're building an engine. You do that with assembly lube. So assembly lube in the cam and the rockers and all that things in the valve train and stuff. The bottom end's gonna get splashed almost immediately. Still put some goop on it, but it's really fine. We're gonna look at that oil pressure. It should build it almost immediately. Yeah, we got oil pressures, so I'm not worried. Now we're gonna do the quick leak test. It's leaking over there, but that's AC condensation, so that does not matter. So that's always good. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. And I do mean hope, because I don't know why you would enjoy watching some fucking fuckwit change his oil in his own driveway. Sounds really boring to me, but if you enjoyed it, that's pretty good. Normally I would do a drive test